Yo, I'm back at it with a live. Man, gonna be reading something. Oh, let me get this comment. Let me pin a comment real fast. Let's do it. Gonna check this out. Hey, I'm finna, talk my... Y'all can read that. I got something for y'all. National Women's Month. Chapter by chapter. It's specifically for y'all. Finna get it popping. Hold on, let me share this thing. If you guys can, share it. Man, let's get it started. Why Women Deserve Less by Myron. Hold on. Let me share the shit. Guys, share it to groups. Share it. Get a little bit of viewers. We finna be reading this chapter by chapter. 3.7 weeks left in this whole month. National Women's Month. Finna get it in. Hold on real fast. Getting the viewers up. Finna be deciphering this shit chapter by chapter. Chapter 1 today is what you're up against. Share this shit. Share it. Trust me. Hey, this book is crazy. It's by Myron. Y'all know him. Fresh and fit. Hey, what's up?
You still selling vapes, right?
No, we're out.
Are you serious?
Sold out, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, usually I have some on the low, but yeah, I sold out too.
God.
Sold my last ones.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Have a good one. Yeah. We out here. Hold on, let me share this shit. Here we go. You already know. Let me share this. Hold on. Alright. Right here, man. Let's get it started. Why Women Deserve Less. Let's start at chapter 1. What you're up against. Alright. So I'm not gonna, it's gonna be boring if I go word for word. So I'll just read a sentence and then we'll go ahead and decipher it. You guys want to join in, no problem. Gonna do what it do. Let me check. What's up with you guys? Yeah, all right, chapter 1. What you're up against. Obviously. A lot of motherfuckers look at this shit. Why Women Deserve Less. They be like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
They be like, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck this motherfucker talking about. He going wild. But this is just for men, you know what I mean? Let's see what we're up against. Alright. This is an excerpt from a book called Game, How to Meet, Attract, and Date Attractive Women. It's by a guy with a long-ass name. His first name is Roosh. If you guys want to look it up, R-O-O-S-H. Beautiful girls in big cities are now directly and indirectly offered sex more than 1,000 times a month from men on the internet, at bars, on the streets, and within their social circles. If a girl has basic internet profile, spends time on social networking, and goes out twice a week, I guarantee she's offered more cock than even the most famous women of the past. Of course, women are not interested in 99% of the men. It's really like 80%, realistically, are not interested in 99% of the men who offer sex. But try to imagine the effect on your psychology if 1,000 women a month were trying to have sex with you. What kind of person would that make you? I could tell you what I would be like if I were getting over 1,000 sex offers a month. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's really like 80%. That's what I'm saying, because women would give a couple percentage of men a pass, But yeah, the excerpt goes longer, but we could go ahead and decipher that. You know what I mean? We have a lot of women, especially nowadays, where, they're caught up in social media, this, that, and the third. Nowadays, the average woman has, if you're exceptionally pretty, say you're like a 6 or a 7, you have more offers than the average man who's a 5. You know what I mean? A good-looking guy, a decent guy, average guy. I would say me. I'm like smack in the middle. I would consider me, I'm a 5, solid 5. You know what I mean? We're going based off of why women deserve less. Some of y'all be like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why women deserve less? What type of shit is that? But y'all tune in. Nowadays, a lot of women have more access, easier access to the top 20% of men, because these are the type of men that they go for. The top 20% of men, the guy with money, the guy with good look, charisma, he has a nice car, nice drip style, whatever. So the modern day, there's a lot of modern day things that make a woman delusional, and social media is one of them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of women out here who do a lot of things as far as like going to clubs, going to bars, aka,
belong to the streets.
You know what I mean? Different type of shit like that. Definitely belong to the streets. So there's things like social media, Tinder, Hinge, Instagram, TikTok, where all of these thoughts find it easier accessible to the top 20% of men. Alright, let's see. My boy Lord Twist. In your opinion, what's an acceptable body count for a woman? A real woman. Oh, damn. Acceptable body count? I'm not gonna lie, man. Obviously, I ain't in no type of status or anything to really go for like a virgin or be in search for a virgin or anything like that. I mean, honestly, at the status that I'm at right now, it's not that I go for anything, because, I do got some options. I at least built myself up to have at least a certain amount of options, Double digits are rough. Yeah, double digits. It's crazy because with the experience of women comes you like the knowledge, and you could spot the characteristics. It's just like being around a lot of drug users, drug abusers, drug addicts, crackheads, and all that shit. You could tell, well, at least I could tell, just being around it so much, having so much experience being around those type of people, I can know right off the bat if somebody's itching, if they coming down, if they just did some drugs, you know what I mean? That type of shit. So it's like the same way with the experience with women. You could tell like the characteristics that they got, if they got a high body count or not. So I would say acceptable body count as far as what? Are you just trying to fuck her? Or are you trying to marry her? There's a difference, you know what I mean? So if you're trying to fuck her, it wouldn't matter the body count if you're just trying to fuck, have some fun and all that shit. But obviously if you're trying to marry her, it really depends. It depends on your status, what you got going for yourself, what's acceptable for you. It's preferences, but we got to be realistic too, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, I deserve a virgin, like I said. It's crazy. I know the last probably 10 females I done bagged, they for sure had like 20 or up body counts for sure. That was just, it's whatever. Women with higher body counts are kind of easier to a certain extent. Once they get so high on a body count, it's like they go on a hiatus for a minute. They kind of realize like, oh shit, I got a high body count. Let me slow it down and let me focus on myself. And then they fucking do it here and there. You know what I mean? Let me turn this heater off. Hold on. I ain't trying to be up here with the, with the pits dripping and all that shit. You know what I mean? Women could get fucked all day, but how many got a mans that want to marry them? For real. Exactly. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Alright, so the first one is just pretty much, first chapter was an excerpt from another book. He just used it as an example, and I just pretty much skimmed it. But this is chapter 2. Chapter 2. Tom, Dick, and Harry. Let's explain it real fast. Alright. Let's go. Tom was crushing on a girl in class. At 15 years old, he was nervous, inexperienced, and he only had a single mom to guide him in his new dating life.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Single mom ain't gonna get your ass nowhere. Single mom cannot fucking help you try to get a good woman. Plain and simple. She can't even retain a relationship herself. You know what I mean? A lot of these women, they really come with,
emotional damage.
Y'all motherfuckers already know. Anyway, Tom was crushing it on a girl in his class. He was 15 years old, inexperienced. He had a single mom to talk him through, to guide him to try to get women. And, finally he mustered up the courage to approach his crush and ask her out. The approach wasn't polished. On the contrary, it was a horrendous train wreck. Yet, despite the awkwardness and the crippling fear, Tom still managed to do a courageous thing. He walked up to the girl and he asked her out. A lot of people, I would say 1/3 of men are scared of rejection. You know what I mean? That's why 1/3 of men really, they're virgins, or they haven't had sex. They're celibate, not by choice, you know what I mean, for over a year. They're not getting sex, you know what I mean? It's hard. They're scared of rejection, These women nowadays, it's a lot of things, like, with all that, I don't want to get blocked, but if you guys know what SA is, women are calling this, harassment and stuff. All you're trying to do is just approach a woman. You might want to compliment her, and they want to call it SA or SH, sexual harassment, or something like that. So it really takes courage. You got to be charismatic. You got to have a little bit of game, and at the same time you got to like peep the scene. You got to kind of like you got to sense the characteristics of a type of woman who is approachable. Pretty much. If you're like me, you don't give a fuck. You'll fucking talk to anybody. Alright. He asked the girl out. Tom, he's 15. Single mother. He has a single mother. The only one to guide him. He ain't got no father to show him how to navigate the ropes on the dating marketplace. So he asked the girl out. For this act of bravery, Tom was rewarded with his crush not only laughing at him in person, but blasting the event all over social media. So she fucking around there. She exposed his ass. Look at this dumbass motherfucker. He's a wimp. He got no money, no drip, no style. This motherfucker, who the fuck does he think? This woman pretty much was like, who the fuck does he think he is to get at me like this shit? You know what I mean? She fucking straight up looked at his ass and was like,
You stupid.
You stupid if you think that you got the status to talk to me. That's what goes through these women's head nowadays. What makes you think as a man that you built yourself up enough to talk to these women? That's how they treat men nowadays. Okay, so chapter 2. That was Tom, 15-year-old. Now we're going to go with Dick. It's Tom, Dick, and Harry. 3 people in this chapter, chapter 2. Why Women Deserve Less by Myron Gaines. So Dick was a hard-working 25-year-old man. He worked 2 jobs, one at an entry-level IT guy during the day, and another as a bartender at night. So he's hustling. He worked hard to repay his student loans and to save for a home and retirement. And it said Dick had a soft spot for Jane. It's funny. This book is funny. Dick had a soft spot for Jane, one of the regulars at his bar. She would flirt with him, talk to him for hours at the bar, and make sexual jokes. Jane seemed interested in Dick, so much that Dick assumed a guaranteed date. You see, these women, Though, you know, he was probably loading her up. He's a bartender. He was loading her up on the alcohol. She was just finessing him. You know what I mean? You know, it said that she seemed interested in him. So he thought he was going to have a guaranteed date. After that, it was just a matter of getting some time off of his 80-hour work schedule to try to smash. One day, Jane invited Dick over for dinner. So she invited him on his night off. It was a perfect opportunity to have a date brewing over months. So Dick agreed to show up at her place at 5 p.m. The day before, Dick went to grab a pricey bottle of wine. He ironed his shirt, polished his shoes, scheduled an Uber in advance because they lived in a major city. However, his real investment was not the things he bought, but the excitement and anticipation he put into the date. So he was hyping it up for her, hyping it up for himself. Because, you know, it's really hard for even the average man to get a date. He seems like he's an average guy, 2 jobs. I mean, shit, that sounds like me, you know what I mean? But I ain't out here fucking scheduling Ubers and buying expensive wine bottles for bitches. You know what I mean? But still, he's an average guy. So anyway, he gets the Uber to her apartment building. He texts her to find out what apartment number so he could buzz up to come up for dinner. She didn't respond. He checked the time. Remember, he's supposed to be there at 5 o'clock. He checked the time. It was 4:55. Right on schedule. Soon it was 5:10. It began to get cold. He caught the Uber. He was chilling outside. He was going back and forth to coffee shops. By the time it was 5:45, he just finally gave up, caught an Uber back home. Jane never returned his text. She never called him back. She never showed up to that bar again. However, Jane was alive as Dick saw her Instagram stories that night. She posted stories at high-end steakhouse with 2 plates of food, glasses of wine, but no indication of who she was with. So what it was, let's decipher this now. Women, when you aren't a good enough option, you're not their first choice, what they'll do is have a runner-up, or maybe they'll have a backup plan. You're the backup plan. And this guy, Dick, was the backup plan. You know what I mean? In this case, you don't want to be Dick. There's 2 ways you could have prevented this shit. You could have scheduled your own shit. You know what I mean? Or what I like to do, if they invite me out, I'll fuck around and lag once or twice. You know what I mean? And then if she don't want to chill with you on another date, then that's up to her. You know what I mean? That's on her. But I like to lag. I ain't gonna lie. I'll lag on a date. Especially if it's a pretty ass female. I'll fuck around and lag. I'll invite a female on a date and I'll still lag. I don't care. You know what I mean? Okay, she never returned Dick's text. Nothing like that. So that was Tom. That was Dick. Now this is Harry. This is the 3rd dude. Harry, he's 78 years old. He's currently living with his 3rd wife. Their marriage is sexless. She nags him constantly and refuses to die or divorce him, as she depends on him for her care. Harry, in return, is financially reliant on her because his prior 2 wives took his money and his children via divorce. So you don't want to be like Harry. Harry's life been hell. Harry spent 60 years in constant poverty, stress, and emotional torture from losing his children. Additionally, his 2 prior wives cheated on him. The only thing that makes it worse is that there were no more innings, no more quarters, or a chance of overtime to salvage his miserable life. He's already 78 years old. He's on his 3rd wife. You know what type of guy he'd probably been his whole life?
Beta! Beta! Beta!
That motherfucker was a beta. To let 3 females get over on him, now he's sitting in his 3rd marriage. He don't want to get divorced because it's going to be his 3rd divorce.
Beta!
Beta. You don't want to be any one of these 3 guys. You don't want to be any one of these 3 guys. So it's really important that we learn game right now. If you don't know it, you better learn it and you better hold on to it. Women could get fucked all day, but how many got a man that want to marry them? Of course. Church, I'm out, G. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I was going to read chapter by chapter. 1 chapter a day, but this is a small-ass chapter. But we could go ahead and decipher it, though. See, a lot of guys, they build themselves up, they hit the gym, they go to a job, they got a second job, they're clearing $60,000 a year, and then they go hit the dating scene, and then they really try to get at females, and then when they get stood up on dates, they're sitting there like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
what the fuck did I do wrong? What the fuck did I really do wrong? I'm crushing it in the gym. My bank account is stacking. I got a cool style. What else am I lacking? Well, it could be a few things. It could be a few things. It could be your social media game. Because this is where the majority of dating takes place. This is where you could scout out a potential date or something like that. You know, so you got to get your social media game on point. You know, these women, they go through social media, they're going for the top 20% of guys. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody watching, if you could share it. But yeah, so these women, especially on social media, they have this image of a man that they want to go for. And this man equates to the top 20% of men, which is $100,000 a year. They want him close to 6 feet or higher. They want him with a fucking crazy physique, all yoked and all that shit. They want him with a good style. They won't even accept me for having this little fucking stubble. Man, the world is crazy. You know, so there's a lot of things that we could actually work on as men, you know, so we could actually really up our chances. It's crazy, the image never is what it is within himself. Yeah, exactly. See, so that's why I always encourage men to really work on themselves instead of trying to pursue a relationship seriously. You know, this is what I always encourage men, especially young men or men who struggle with women or who have struggled with women in their lifestyle or in their lifetime. You know, me, I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything. I've struggled with women when it came to certain shit. You know what I mean? I haven't, I don't got everything. I got everything that I need for sure. But I don't have more than the next man. You know, I don't have less than the next man either. I'm just kind of in between, but like really on the low end. You know, I'm still building up my life. So there's only so much options that I have too as a man of the status that I'm at right now. What's up with the bruh? Who's that? The homie Jacinto? What's up with it? But yeah, you know, so there's a lot of things as men that we could work on, you know, but one thing you don't want to be as a man who's caught up in a situation that you are not in control of. So there's a difference between being controlling and being in control. See, a lot of women, they think that a man is trying to be controlling, but really he's just trying to be in control of the situation, especially if you're his responsibility as a wife, as a girlfriend or something like that. You know what I mean? If you are his responsibility, then of course, you know, you have to be in control of your situation, you know, and that's where trust comes in. That's where trust from your woman, so she can 100% trust you as a man, you know what I mean? Now, there's a lot of these women who want to go clubbing, and they think that just because the guy's like, hey, could you like change your top or something? Your titties is showing. Maybe put on a dress that's a little bit longer because your ass cheeks are showing with every fucking step. That shit keeps rising. So it's just like, and then all these women want to be like, oh, he's just trying to control me. He's just trying to control me. This, that, and third. But nah, maybe he's looking out for the betterment of the relationship. But a lot of these girls,
She belongs to the streets.
they belong straight to the streets, man. And that's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, it's really about a man who gets in control. You don't want to be a man without game. At the same time, you don't want to be a man who's getting finessed and all that shit too. And you don't want to seem like you are what they want to call these toxic masculinity fucking type of guys and shit. Toxically masculine men, what they say. You know, which is a fallacy. I don't like the term. The term, you know, I think what toxic masculinity is, in the true definition, is women trying to act masculine. That's when it turns toxic. You know, other than that, there might be angry men or aggressive men, you know, but women actually show their aggression in a different way. You know, they show their frustration and aggression in a different way. They like to talk shit. You know what I mean? They really like to talk shit and stuff. I just want to touch on this real fast. National Women's Month. Why women deserve less.